Welcome back. I'm Joshua Bellinger, and I'm going to share with you what I'm seeing in Ethereum and Bitcoin and why I think right now is a good time to trade it, and why, even though it's cooled off a bit here, it's going to heat up just like the weather here in Florida. So let's take a look here at Bitcoin. Now, we know at this moment that the stonks are going crazy. AMC, BlackBerry, all the names from January are back in focus. GME not so much. You know, we're not seeing so much in the GME shares, but AMC has been the popular one, and we've seen some other ones on the back end of those short squeezes. Now, what that means for Bitcoin is that money is out of Bitcoin or Ethereum and in these momentum shares. Now, once that quiets down, because these stonks will calm down, money rotates. That's how things work in the marketplace. Just kind of rotates, keep rotating. So right now, what we see in Bitcoin, and we're looking at the futures here. These are Bitcoin futures. This is a big boy contract, but you're going to see price similar to what you would look at if you're looking at the USD versus Bitcoin, or just the Bitcoin chart on whatever chart platform that you're looking at. One of the things I want to show you is, now, I'm not too crazy about what's known as Fibonacci's, but the reason why I want to share with you the Fibonacci's is because everyone who's getting into trading this specific or these types of cryptocurrencies or assets are going to be trying to do the same novice stuff of using these similar lines. So the first thing I want to do with Fibonacci retracement here is we want to look at this recent high, the all-time high, to where the first low was before it bounced. Now, the thing to keep in mind here is we had a bounce and it went to the 50% and then it backed off this 61.8. Notice that that was resistance. Now, what I'm saying is that everyone's watching the same movie and these individuals are playing the same game. To play the same game or to win at the same game, you got to play the same stuff that they're looking at and to play into that and understand what they're looking at. So my understanding or my assumption is that this is what they're looking at, these voodoo lines. Now, the other thing too on this one, so we have this one bounced off, then breaks down. So what we would do here is we would take this top candle here and take it from this. Now, this is not the accurate way. I'm not the Fibonacci king. I'm not going to explain to you and teach you Fibonacci's at this moment of time. This is just an indication on where to identify levels to take profits or to manage risk. Now, again, in Bitcoin specifically, most people are going long. This is a very manipulated market, meaning you can only go long. We're going to take a look at Ethereum here in a second, but if everyone is on that same boat, money's hot right now in the stonks. It's going to come back to cryptocurrency probably in the next few weeks here. What we see here is that we had that big slide off, buyers came in, and now it's just been chopping around here. So it's been gaining buyers and shaking people off, taking the time to breathe here, had a big move. And what we're seeing here is that as it came back down, buyers came back in, and now it's looking as if it wants to go higher. So what I would be looking at, if you're looking at your own chart here, is a risk to reward here. What I'd be looking at is a stop out around these levels here, where if this was a future contract here, this is a big, we could look at the MBT, smaller micro, but this would be around 35, 149 on this big boy contract. So around $35,100. That's what I'd be looking at. And the first profits that we'd be looking at, or I'm looking at, is first we have a couple hurdles here. We got to get through this merging at this EMA right here, and then we have to get, which is a 10, and then we have to get to the 20, which is going to be resistance. So if it gets above this one, it's going to pop to 20. But the Fibonacci lines that are more important here is typically when we see a sell-off here, you're going to get a retracement back to 50, and in most cases up to 61.8. The thing to keep in mind, though, is you see this zero line, which is all the way back to that previous bounce low here. So that's going to be where resistance is at, and that's where I would be looking for this risk to reward, where we're looking at around, I don't know, I would say a 1 to 2, 1 to 3 ratio here of a risk to reward to buy in and to trade out of it. How it goes from here higher, who knows, but that's where I would be looking at. So let's take a look here at Ethereum. Ethereum is a little bit interesting, a little bit more interesting, because we could really just do one and do it right to this level here. So we hit a high, backed off, kind of the same thing we're seeing with these, with Ethereum, followed by Bitcoin. You had the big sell-off, and then all of a sudden, it's just kind of floating around here, firming up here, possibly looking for a move higher. More interesting here, we got the 10 and the 20. Now, where this one's trying to get to the 20, where this could pop up to 38 or 32, 32.71, and then even possibly look to 35.42 on this one. So Ethereum is a little bit more interesting, but this is where I'd be looking at. So the stop on this one is going to be a little bit almost kind of a 1-for-1, because you got this movement here. So this could be a little bit of a void here on the market structure. So on this one, a little bit more of a 1-to-1 versus where Bitcoin, where I think is more of a one, risk one to make two, possibly three on that. So that's what I'm looking for. This is where you want to start to keep a watch list, keep identifying, start to put a little bit of positioning in. Not your full position, play around with it. But again, when things start to perk up again after the stonks get go a little bit quiet, money's going to be looking to go somewhere. I imagine it's back to these crypto assets. So that's what I have for you today. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and hey, share with a friend. Why not help other people try to make money? Everyone's having fun right now. Making money's fun. So let me know what you're trading. Are you trading Ethereum, trading Bitcoin, or are you trading one of the other altcoins out there? Let me know in the comments below. We'll talk to you soon.